Shalom everybody, it's Kalila Kelly, your Irish Jew. Tonight I'm looking at the wonderful, the one, the only, the ever opinionated, the very strong feelinged and very strong voiced Candance Owens. Here she is. Lovely, lovely lady. Lovely, lovely lady. She is very pretty, and she's very Catholic now too, apparently. So here, according to The Hill, Conservative commentator Candance Owens says that she's embarrassed after campaigning for President Trump in the last election cycle. He's been a chronic disappointment, she told the reporters. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen, and it is happening, she told Piers Morgan. She was a staunch supporter of Trump, being a conservative, and now she's an isolationist who doesn't want anything to do with those filthy, filthy Jews, Zionist entity Israel, or anybody else in the Middle East. She wants America to stay within its own borders, minding its own business, doing its own thing, etc. The decision to bomb Iran's nuclear facilities with the B-2 bombers was not Trump's decision, she says. It was Bibi Netanyahu's decision. And that is the reason that Trump did it. We're very aware that Israel is dictating our foreign policy, and we'd now like that to stop, she told Morgan. Here she is ranting about Bibi Netanyahu and those terrible Zionist Jews.
Because Bibi Netanyahu does not respect anyone. He's never respected anyone. And I want to be clear, this has been the consistent messaging from Zionists since truly the first Zionist lobby. I mean, this is just, they don't listen, and they openly say psychopathic things in their government. I'm talking about the Israel government, their commentary that they have made about the Palestinian genocide. They don't care because...
Okay, she nearly had me convinced with her passionate, strong-willed, opinionated voice and presentation styles. She's very good at that. But the minute she said genocide, you know she's full of shit. The Zionists have been forcing people to do what they want. Zionists don't care about anybody. Zionists are psychopathic, and Zionists are committing genocide. And somehow they control America. Why would they control America? Why is it not the other way around? I'm looking at some figures here, and Israel has to buy a lot of weaponry from the United States, as do other countries. But Israel has recently invested up to $24 billion. This is according to the embassy.gov site in Israel, the US embassy. So Israel and Israelis have put money in, those gold shekels, into the US to the tune of $24 billion over the last few decades. I'd like to ask Candace a question. What does she think about the Qataris? What does she think about the Qataris who have apparently poured in 1.2 trillion? The deals they're making with the US will give 1.2 trillion in economic payoffs for the United States. And they have been investing over the last 20 odd years 4.7 billion into the campuses, universities across the United States. Hence the radicalization, hence all of the crazy mother FOs, excuse my French, who are running around on campus screaming, Intifada, Intifada. Intifada revolution is the only solution. Whatever, I can't get the rhyming right. I'm sorry, I'm a bad Jew. I'm not doing rhyming properly. But I would really love to know what Candace thinks of the Qataris. We know that she hates Jews. We know that she hates Israelis. Zionists, filthy, filthy Zionists, who just stomp around, getting what we want, never giving in, never listening to anybody. We're just so obstinate. We're just so this and we're just so that. And poor United States has no power, no say in anything, just is innocently and gullibly being led on by those terrible, terrible little Jews. Why? It's the other way around. It's the other way around. It's so rich coming from an American. I'm sorry, but it really is. It's so rich coming from her. So rich. All they're my neighbours. Probably getting ready to run, fleeing from the Zionists. God knows, God knows. Here she continues.
Like I said, there's no consequences for anything. You can be defended and have people falling over themselves to defend you when you are committing murderous crimes.
What is she talking about? The genocide? There is no genocide happening in Palestine. But again, Candace, why aren't you talking about the Qatari-funded crimes? Why aren't you talking about the Iranian funding for criminals like Hamas committing murderous crimes? I mean, Candace is a Jew hater. She is a Jew hater. She is anti-Semitic. This blind hatred that she has, this blind, myopic, one-sided, Jews are evil, Zionists are evil, Israel is evil, there's nothing else to it. And all the other players in the region, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, and the Qataris, they just all magically vanish from the conversation. Their crimes, of which there are so many, are somehow absent. They are absent and they don't exist. This is just pure Jew hating here. I'm sorry, Candace. I'm sorry. And what about mentioning the Christians who were blown up recently in Syria by more Muslim fanatics? Why don't you talk about that? What's happening to the people of your faith? Other Christians across the Middle East? I mean, again, this obsession with demonizing Israel and the obsession with demonizing Zionists, aka Jews, to the fact that you will ignore the crimes committed by Iran and its proxies. It's just so hypocritical. It's boring. It's tiresome. And at this stage, I think Candance Owens is going down a rabbit hole that has got her 4.37 million subscribers. Mazel tov, that's awesome. She's a great communicator. She's very clear. She's very strongly sure of herself. And she's made some good comments in the past. But this is one of those rabbit holes that some Americans on the right seem to be going down. And that's cool, but it's not going to affect Israel. It's not going to change Israel's resolve. Not because we are psychopathic, but because our nation doesn't have a choice. We don't have the privilege, Candace, of being isolationist like you. We don't have the privilege of pretending that terrorists and Islamist fascism doesn't exist. We don't have that benefit. We don't own the universities across the United States. That would be Qatar. Hence all of the Palestinian protests you've been seeing over the last 5, 10, 15 years. We don't have the privilege of hiding. We don't have another state or another place to run away to. You have 50 states, 51 states. How many states are there in the United States? More than one, yeah? Israel is one country for the Jews and non-Jews who also live there. It's a pluralistic society. And we don't have a plan B. We don't have another option. So if Iran is bluffing and they don't have nuclear capabilities, okay. All right. Oh no, some bastards, some horrible mullahs were gotten rid of. Oh gosh, the world weeps, Candace. The world weeps at the injustice of those murderers being done away with. But if they're not bluffing, Israel is the country that's going to get blown up by the nukes first. And then your beautiful, yours truly country, yeah? Maybe New York, maybe San Francisco, maybe Texas. Who knows where these bastards want to start aiming? Who knows? But we don't have the privilege, and Zionists don't have the privilege, and Jews don't have the privilege of getting this wrong. And we get blamed for everything anyway. We get blamed for everything. We're already universally hated by a good portion of the population of the world, although many people are pro-Israel and understand what's going on here. And we don't have the benefit that so many Americans have. And it's actually kind of narcissistic, I think, to assume that whatever is happening with Iran now is exactly the same as what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan 20 odd years ago. It's very narcissistic to project your own American trauma, which is very real. I'm not denying that at all. The Iraq War was horrific, and completely wrong. You are projecting that. You are projecting your own American fear onto a situation that is going to keep boiling up regardless of how you feel about it, Candace. So, cool. Thanks for the vitriol. Thanks for your opinion. Have a great day. Because Israel isn't going anywhere and it will do what it has to do to survive. Thank you.